Hi, this is a video review for the Xiaomi Mi MAX by abago.com. The review today will be focusing on the white version, and it's the 32GB storage, 3GB of RAM. This is the Snapdragon 650 CPU. So what I'm going to do is just show you what's inside of the box. We have the Xiaomi Mi MAX. Underneath we also have warranty card, quick start guide and SIM tray removal tool. USB cable is a micro D standard, so this isn't USB type C. Also included is the standard AC adapter to USB. If you do buy from Abago, we include an EU adapter for your convenience to help you get started using and charging your phone, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's everything that's included inside of the box. So just move this to one side and we'll power the phone up and just run through some of the key specifications for you. Power up will also give you a good indication of the performance of the device from a cold boot straight into MIUI operating system as well. So the dimensions of the Mi MAX are 173.1 by 88.3 with a depth of 7.5 millimeters. The Mi MAX weighs in at 203 grams or 7.16 ounces. The SIM card support on this is dual SIM. It's dual Nano SIM, so it's dual standby as well. So that's really convenient if you want to use two different network numbers on your phone. You can do that. There's no worries about any kind of battery usage for both of the SIM cards being in service. The screen, as I said before, it's 6.44 inch and that's a resolution of 1080 by 920 pixels or 342 ppi pixel density. Full support for multi-touch. The glass is Corning Gorilla Glass 4. So very strong, very tough, just like the Mi 5, same glass technology being used there. The rear camera is a 16 megapixel with face detection and autofocus, dual LED flash, dual tone, and we'll do a spin around with the phone in a minute. I'll show you that. The front camera is a 5 megapixel camera, really, to be honest, very good, because most of the phones these days it's like 2 megapixel or whatever, 3 megapixel, so it's useful if you're doing video calls and this kind of thing. Wi-Fi support is 802.11 A, B, G, N and AC with dual band support, Wi-Fi direct, DLNA and hotspot. Bluetooth version is 4.2 with A2, DP and LE support. Full support for GPS, NFC support as well. Also comes with fingerprint sensor on the back, fingerprint scanner for security. Let me see. Yeah, it's a non-removable lithium-ion battery and it's a capacity of 4, 8 to 50 milliamp hours. So in terms of the standby on this, Xiaomi have actually promoted this as being really durable, in terms of if you put this against the likes of an iPhone 6 or a 6 Plus, the standby time of the Mi MAX pretty much beats on paper the iPhone. So it's really good considering the screen size and all of the other things like the CPU, the Snapdragon 650, the amount of RAM and so forth. So what I'll quickly do now is I'm just going to run some benchmark tests and just let actions speak louder than words, I suppose, and let you guys just have a look at some tests on Antutu. So what we'll do, I have run a test on this already, but we will run another test. Now let me just try and get moved in a little bit closer here, so you can see this. Okay, so we just load the next test now. As you can see, hopefully from the video, the fluidity, the frame rate is very, very clear. The graphics quality looks really clear as well. No glitches, no stuttering, nothing which makes you think that this can't perform well in 3D graphics support or OpenGL. So it's really, really good. Xiaomi have actually touted this as being really awesome for gaming and watching movies and basically anything which involves a large screen. If a tablet's not what you want, then this is perfect for you. A 6.4-inch screen doesn't look so big in the hand, and I was quite surprised when I first saw this that the screen was 6.4 inches or 6.44 inches even. But it's testament, I suppose, to how manufacturers now are trying to make thinner, larger devices which optically or through some illusion don't quite look as huge as they actually are. Okay, let me just crank up the screen brightness on this just so you guys can see this a bit better. There you go. So we're 50% into the test now. 3D benchmarks have been run and it's just doing a test on the RAM at the moment. So that test's done. So just testing the CPU. It's just running various tests on the CPU just to test the load, just to ensure that it is performing as it should be. Sorry about the camera moving there slightly. Just while this is still running, I will just show you the back of the packaging of the Mi MAX. So you guys can see the information here. The test's almost finished now. Once this test finishes, I will quickly load up a movie and show you a movie on this screen. In fact, actually a TV show, one of my favourites from America at the moment, Person of Interest. So if any of you like that show, give a thumbs up in the comments. So we're just 80% through the test now. Okay, so it's user experience testing which we're waiting for to complete now. And then we should have our benchmark score. Okay, so the benchmark test is completed, and as you can see we have a score of 77683. So let's just check the rankings against other devices in the same kind of category. So if we were to compare that to the Xiaomi Mi 5, and you can see here the details, hopefully. Let me just get zoomed in. So in terms of the cost of this device and the size, I think Xiaomi have done incredibly well to make a device which in some cases is on par and in others not quite so, but this is what you would expect the Mi 5 is running a considerably more advanced CPU, so you would expect this to be the case. So side-by-side comparisons, I do have a Xiaomi Mi 5 here, so I'll just put this here so you can just see the size difference between this, and I also have a Xiaomi Mi Note as well, just to give you some idea in terms of the size difference between these devices. The interesting thing actually with the Mi MAX, the white edition that we have here, is a gold frame, much like the Redmi 3 Pro, and on the other white edition Xiaomi phones it's always been this brushed silver aluminium style. So it's actually quite nice, it looks nice, it's good to hold, as I said before. There is a bezel or a bevel on the back which makes it easier to hold in the palm of your hand. I would say for small hands it is going to be a struggle to use. You'll probably feel like you're holding it in two hands like a tablet. But I think if gaming's something which you do quite a lot and watch movies, TV shows, then I don't really think you're going to be too worried, because potentially you're going to be, holding it like this. So what I'm going to do now is just open a TV show. Just bear with me a second. So even in different viewing angles, the screen is still very clear. There's no kind of deformation of the screen. I can still see everything very clearly. Sound wise, sounds very clear as well. Good quality audio. Just turn this down ever so slightly. So in every angle it's very clear to see the screen. And in terms of the fluidity of the launcher, again it's very fluid. Games wise, I've just loaded up one of Gameloft's games here from the Chinese Mi market. So again, in terms of load time, just to show you how quickly games load. And we do a quick demo now as well, just to show you the gaming performance. Just 1 second, the game doesn't want to start. So just calibrate that. Perfect, here we go. For anyone wondering what's on my arm here, I broke my arm a few weeks ago. I won't get into the specifics, but I'm doing okay. I'll be fine in another couple of weeks' time. As you can see, the fluidity in gaming, incredibly good. So this is just a test thing, so we'll just, The game's obviously in like a trial kind of tutorial mode, so it's kind of annoying in a way. Let me try and get out of here. Okay, there we go. I mean, as you can see, gaming wise, it's really good. Probably better than my gaming ability with 1.5 arms, but there you go. So yep, for gaming, movies, web browsing, anything like that, you're going to love this phone because of the screen size. To hold in the hand, very nice, and we'll just run through the general kind of features all around the frame and so on. So on the left of the frame we have the SIM card tray and the small pin to place the SIM tool in to remove the tray. On the opposite side, on the right side, we have volume rocker up and down and the power key. On the bottom of the front of the screen we have the menu, home and back keys, capacitive keys. On the bottom we have the USB micro D charging port and two CNC'd grills, which frankly are very similar to the iPhone and the Mi 5 design. So it's interesting that Xiaomi are trying, I think, now to standardize their design process a little bit more. If you look on the back as well, this dual band for the antennae is also pretty much commonplace now. If you've seen the Redmi 3 and the Redmi Note 3, those also have this kind of thing as well. Fingerprint sensor on the back. I think for most people, I think they would agree this is more convenient and easier to use. Other people prefer to have it on the front. For me, I think it's okay on the front. I'm not really too fussy about it being on the back personally. The 16 megapixel camera, as we discussed before, and also dual LED, dual tone flash as well there. On the top we have a 3.5 inch millimeter input for headphones, earphones, IR blaster for connecting to Xiaomi remotes, air conditioning units, various different IR/DA supported devices, and also the noise cancellation for when you're in phone calls and so on. On the front we have the 5 megapixel camera, headphone speaker, or the earphone speaker, and proximity sensor as well. So that's pretty much the run through of the Mi MAX. As I say, this is the 32GB 3GB of RAM edition, and it's in white. So if you have any comments about the Mi MAX or any of our other Xiaomi products, do let us know and we'll be happy to answer any or all of your questions. Another just closing point, the Xiaomi Mi MAX currently is not multi-language. We do expect there will be a multi-language ROM from Xiaomi.eu in the coming days. However, the caveat will be that you need to use the unfortunate method of the official unlock from Xiaomi, which you can get through en.miui.com/unlock. We'll put that in the description of this video as well. So it is advised for right now, if you want to install multi, you will have to go through the unlock procedure first, then flash either the stable or global version of a Chinese MIUI official ROM first, flash with the flashing tool and the unlocking tool, then you will be able to install TWRP and also flash Xiaomi.eu or any other third-party based MIUI ROMs to the Mi MAX. This will also be a thing which happens for the Mi 5 as well. Okay, thanks for watching the video. If you do have any questions, please let us know in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thanks.